Why are you lying? I'm the one putting on Jane. Oh, ay, 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 ay. If you don't know who you are, people will tell you who they think you are, and you will believe it because you have no idea who you are. Stop it. Oh my gosh. I was so excited. I don't gotta be strong, my G. I don't gotta be strong. It has saved me from bullshit. I'm going to block you in on online and in person. Hey, Mukbada, she mistake. Okay. Hi guys. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Okay, so first of all, before I become a YouTuber soon, you guys, if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Kilo Shele, Kilo Day, subscribe. You're already here. Yeah, subscribe. So today we're gonna be doing something fun, I think. Uh I asked on Instagram for you guys to send me like questions that you wanted me to answer because I would be recording a question and answer session for my YouTube. So, drum roll, please. Let us take a look at the questions. So, these are the questions on Instagram. Let us get into it. I'm nervous, kind of, but I'm excited. Craig 12 says, you fit chop amala on a first date. Why not? Why not? I've never actually eaten amala on a first date, but I wouldn't mind. I feel like the most fun dates are the most unconventional. Um, I usually would like to have dinner on a first date, but I've been on certain first dates where it wasn't dinner and it was um, even more fun because they were unconventional. But with dinner, there's sitting down across from each other or sitting down beside each other and just talking, uh, asking questions, looking into each other's eyes. There's all of that. But yes, to answer your question, I can eat amala on the first date. It depends on who the person is. It depends on why we're going to an amala spot. Imagine, let me paint a scenario in my head. Walk into Solo Place and he used to eat at this spot and that he'd like us to check it out. Why not? Take me along. There was actually somebody that I was seeing when I was younger, and he used to be in Small London a lot. Small London, and he was the first person I heard of Small London from until I heard it in Wizkid's song. But I always wanted him to take me to Small London because I just used to wonder what is Small London like. You know, I'm up for new experiences. I'm up for spontaneous dates sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. But I'm up for unconventional dates. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, shut the like that. You guys, pardon me if you hear any sound like trucks passing, hammering. They are doing construction. They're doing some construction in the next compound in the next building. So let's continue. The Oladipo underscore Jadi Sola says, what are your pet peeves? What are my pet peeves? I don't like liars. Like, I do not like people who lie. Why are you lying? Especially if you're an adult. If it's still a child, I can still say, oh, you don't know any better, or you are scared that they'll beat you. But you are an adult. I can't beat you. Why are you lying? Who is going to beat you? Is it me? Not me. Do I look like somebody that can beat somebody? Why are you lying? So no, I'm not a fan of liars. I do not like lying. I can't stand it. I really can't. I really can't. I can't stand liars. I can't stand it. I can't. I don't like when people lie to me, or I can tell that you're lying. Like you don't even come up with a sensible lie. Or you do not come up with a lie that we can quickly chop, we can quickly believe. Nobody's gonna beat you. Like nobody's actually going to beat you. Just tell the truth. You know? You're a grown human being. Why are you lying? But if that one is too deep, another pet peeve may be, ooh, when people say I'm the one putting on Jane. Oh, I can't stand it. I'm sorry. Like they don't say jeans, they say Jane. I don't. I don't like it. Like it's jeans. I'm wearing jeans. I'm the one wearing jeans. I'm wearing jeans. 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 But when people say I'm putting on jeans, it's a pair of jeans. It's a pair of jeans. So it bugs me when I hear people say jean. I'm wearing jean. I'm putting on jean. Give me jean. I beg, I don't fish out. Jeans, guys, jeans. That's that. Yeah, it's if we're not talking about something serious, which is the lies, uh, something that's seemingly little is when people say jean. I don't like it. I just don't like it. But if you love saying jean, do you? But I'm just saying I don't like it. It's jeans. So this is Ramat underscore unfiltered. Says, how did you start acting? Was it out of passion or yeah? How did I start acting? So I wanted to act. So originally, yeah, this thing is a long story, so I'm going to try and cut it short. Originally, I wanted to be a lawyer, but I read this book called In Contempt by Christopher Darden. He was one of the prosecutors on the O.J. Simpson case. I feel like I've said this over and over again in a lot of places, but he wrote this book and I read it. It was my dad's book. He gave me to read, and as soon as I shut that book, I say, I'm not gonna be a lawyer because so they lost the case, uh, and it took a toll on the lead prosecutor as well as on Christopher Darden, and I just couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine what I would do if I lost a case for a client. Like if I lost a case and my client was either like sent to jail or my client didn't get justice. I was just like, yeah, I don't think I would be able to deal with this. I would be very unhappy. I was in what class was I in? I feel like I was in SS2 at the time. Was I? I feel like I was in SS2 at the time. Uh, and then I started trying to figure out what else can I do. And I loved watching films. I knew that I loved watching movies. I also really loved watching Nigerian films with actresses such as like two main, what, no, not three actually, three Nigerian actresses really, really stood out to me in that I loved their work. Genevieve Naji, number one, my queen, uh, Dakore Egbuson, as well as Rita Dominic. I think they're incredible actors. Incredible actors. I used to watch Genevieve's films a lot. That time when Genevieve took a break, I was in when she came back, I think I was in GS2 when Girls Court came out. And I was so excited. I was like, my queen is back. But yeah, I was very excited to watch her films, her lineup after she came back from the ban. It was a long year without Genevieve Naji's films. Rita Dominic, I love her subtlety. I've always thought she was just a delight on screen. Uh, and then Dakore Egbuson. There's some films I remember particularly watching She Devil. She Devil has Dakore Egbuson as the lead, and I think it's a film produced by Lillian Amma, who's also an actor. She's a producer and an actor, and she starred in the film as well. And I watched this film and I just went like in my mind. I was a child, so I probably a teenager, so I probably didn't know how to how to I didn't know how to put it in words, but I just knew that I enjoyed seeing Dakari Ibbotson as that character because the character was a villain and it was very interesting to watch. She wasn't playing a good girl. She was not a good girl. She was a terrible human being, but she was such a delight to watch, and that was so intriguing for me. If you've not seen She Devil, go and watch She Devil. Like it's an old film, but it's so good. Uh, yeah, Dakari Ibusin Akonde was incredible in that, and I think that was the first time I watched her, and I was just like, this woman is like she's incredible, and I loved her character in the film. After that, I watched several. Was it Emotional Crack? I think Emotional Crack. Emotional Crack is the one with Dakore and Stephanie Okereke, I believe. I watched that as well. A bunch of films. Yeah, yeah. So next question is from Ok- um, I don't know how to pronounce your handle. Uh, so I'm just going to go ahead and read the question so that I don't butcher your name or your handle. I don't know. So he or she says, "What is the first film you ever watched?" What is the first film I ever watched? So the first film I remember watching in my life is, you can't see it, but it's on my wall. I have a bunch of films and series on my wall of films that mean a lot to me, films that I love. Uh, because I believe that when somebody walks into your home, they should be able to, from the way your home looks or what is in your room or what stands out, they should be able to tell the kind of person that you are or what makes you an individual. So, Joel is the first film I remember ever watching. It's Steven Steven Spielberg's first film, I believe, first TV film. It was a TV feature. It was a TV film, yeah. I think I remember watching it when I was maybe 7 or 8, and I've watched it every single year since maybe since pardon me, a dispatch rider is calling me. Hello, good afternoon. Okay, pardon me. I was saying, Jewel is a film by Steven Spielberg. I probably watched it when I was 7 years old, and that is like the first time that I remember watching it was when I was 7, and I think that's the first film I remember ever watching. Uh, and I've watched it every single year now for the past, maybe for the past 15 years. I watch it every year. I watch it every year. I haven't watched it this year. I watched it last year as well. I watch it the year. I've watched it every year for the past 15 years. I don't know when I will watch it this year. Maybe I don't know. It just depends on my mood. Um, yeah, I don't know if it's nostalgia, but I just love watching it, and I think it's a really good film. A film that my dad had brought for us to watch in the house. My dad used to be in advertising back in the day, advertising and publishing, and then went on to manufacturing. But when he was in advertising, he would bring like loads of tapes home of films and of commercials. So we used to watch a bunch of those. That is why I remember watching it last year and sending my dad. So it's about a man who is going on a journey. He's traveling, he's driving, and he leaves home and he has to make a meeting at a certain time. And he overtakes somebody, he overtakes a truck. And the person driving the truck is clearly a madman because he basically starts chasing him down, like he's haunting him. That's what the film's about. So the film is about like road rage. Yeah, it's about road rage. It's about road rage. It's a really good film. It's a really good film. There's one lead character. There are other little minor characters that maybe have one scene, but there are not a lot of them. So it's one lead character. That's Dennis Weaver, and the truck was a character. To be honest, the truck is a character. So it's maybe two lead characters: the Dennis Weaver and the truck. But yeah, if you haven't ever seen Joel, go and watch it. It's a really good film. It's a really, really good film. How are you this beautiful? Ramat Unfiltered says, how are you this? Stop it. Oh my gosh. So you guys just came to wash me? Stop. Thank you, Ramat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're a sweetheart. Thank you. Next one is, God, it's from Michael Edgel, my friend. He's very unserious, clearly from what he's written. He says, what is 7x minus 42 equals minus 3, open bracket, x plus 4, close bracket? Michael? Onome? Really? Okay, let me try. Let me try. 7x, so board mass, brackets first. X plus 4. So it says minus 3x open bracket x. No, minus 3 open bracket x plus 4. I need a pen. 1 second. I need a pen to calculate this. I really hope I get it. Okay. Minus 3 times x is minus 3x. Minus 3 times plus 4 is minus 12. You do tofu. So when you, I feel like I remember it being that when you cross minus over the multiplications over equals to, if you cross it to the other side, it becomes plus. Abby? I don't think I know math again though. So if my nieces and my nephew ask me to help them with math homework now, man, parents are trying because 10x equals to 30, x equals to 3, I think. I'm not sure, but I truly believe that x equals to 3. You guys, let me know if you got it right. He said 7x minus 42 equals minus 3, open bracket, x plus 4, close bracket, solve for x. And my answer was 3, x equals to 3. Let me know if I'm wrong, please. Oops. Michael again says, is Michael Ejo your favorite bald-headed guy? You are blocked. You are actually blocked. I'm going to block you on online and in person. You guys, for context, Michael is like my closest male friend, so he's a clown. He's a clown. Teniola Aladese underscore lovers says, when will you start producing your own movies on your YouTube channel? God's timing is the best. I'm not one to do things because everybody else is doing them or rush the process or rush things just because. When or if I'm supposed to, I will go ahead and do it. If I produce my own movie and put it on YouTube, will you guys watch? Like on my channel, will you guys watch? Let me know in the comments. Let me know. Let me know if I should start, strategizing. Yeah, let me know. Let me know. I feel like I didn't really answer Ramat's question like properly. I went into a whole thing and then I didn't actually land because she said, "How did you start acting?" Then I went about how I wanted to be a lawyer and blah blah blah. The point is, after watching all them Genevieve and Dakori and Rita, I was like, I think I want to do this. But I didn't think that I should study theater arts because I was just like, just in case it doesn't work out, let me have a plan B. So I also loved, at some point, you guys, I wanted to be a detective. I love watching true crime. Love so much. I've loved watching true crime since I was a kid. Decided that I was going to study mass communication and that my plan B would be to be a news anchor. I used to love watching like newswomen like Jire Kolakuforiji on AIT. Yeah, I just thought they were, excuse me. The plan B would be to be a news anchor, watching all them Christian Amanpour, blah, 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 blah. Anywho, so I went to school, I went to university, I studied mass comm, and then I interned on Tensor in about, what year was this? I was in 300 level. I interned on Tensor, and so I was doing production, I was assistant production coordinator and assistants and the assistant directors as well. So I was getting training. And so that's how I met my first boss. And so as soon as I was done with school, in fact, prior to being done with school, I I emailed him and I'm like, I hear you're starting African Magic Original Films, and I would like to, work as either a third AD or a production assistant. And that's how I was hired. I did an interview, and as soon as I was done with school, I started work the next week. But I started work in production. So for years, I was in production and I wasn't doing any acting uh, because I didn't have the time. I was constantly filming. I was constantly on set. Production. as a production assistant, grew to be a production coordinator, grew to be a production manager. But yeah, I just didn't have time to go for other people's auditions or go for auditions or be on sets on other people's sets. So yeah, I was in production until 20. What year was this? 2018. I had been dabbling while I was in production in acting as well. But it was in 2018, end of 2018, I hung up my boots and I say, production, I love you, but I need to give acting a shot full time. And here we are. Underscore, I am a Balor or Balore. I'm not sure. One of them. And I am a Balore or Balor. I'm not sure. Oh, I am a Balore. Oh God. You see, I said I didn't want to butcher anybody's name. I am Abolore, like Abolore Akonde. I'm so sorry, Abolore. I'm so sorry. Pardon me. My being. Um, she says, "How did you get so confident?" Because I really admire how you carry yourself. Thank you so much. Thank you. How did I get so confident? I feel like I'm very self-aware. I know my strengths and I know my weaknesses. I try to get. I try not to get too complacent. Uh, but I do know my strengths and I do know my weaknesses. I know what I bring to the table. I believe I'm a catch. And because of this, and because I know where I'm coming from and I know where God is taking me to, I feel like that's what makes me confident. Yeah, that's what makes me confident. And that's not to say that sometimes I'm not confident. Sometimes I'm not confident too. Like sometimes I can question like certain decisions or certain things in my life, or if I'm able to do certain things. And that's where having a solid community, having solid friends, having a solid support system, having family that believes in you comes in. When your family, your friends, and your support system are reassuring, letting you know. Sometimes there's things that, e.g., there's some work opportunities that come my way, and I may have like a sliver of a doubt. Uh, it's my family members and my friends that will tell me, "What the hell is wrong with you? You can do this. It's you." They will remind you who you are. That is why I'm confident. It's because of God, because God has given me certain talents. He has given me certain skills, and He's put me on this earth for a purpose. And because I know my purpose, I walk in that truth. That is why I'm confident. I know what I bring. I know what I carry. And so if you don't know who you are, I know who I am. If you don't know who you are, people will tell you who they think you are, and you will believe it because you have no idea who you are. Because I know who I am, nobody can come and lie to me and tell me, "Oh, you are this, you are this." I don't believe you because that is not what I know. I know who I am. You can't tell me who I am. Do you get me? But yeah, God, why am I confident? God, my support system, and because I am very self aware. I know my strengths and I know my weaknesses. So before you come and tell me what my weaknesses are, it's not news to me. I know my weaknesses. So if you are just realizing what my weaknesses are, oh, welcome. I already know. You can't come and give it to me like it's news. Do you get me? Do you get me? Do you get me? Let's move on to the next one. Shindy Cutie Shindara. Shindy Cutie says life is so private that no one knows I'm the one behind Teniola Aladese lovers. Hey, Shindy Cutie, girl. Eh? She said, and also we're kind of family. My cousins are Aladeses. Oh, I didn't know that. Enter my DM. Like, what do you? Your cousins are Aladese. Who are your cousins? Which of them? Tell me. I want to know. Eh? Again. Aleo. That fat girl underscore says, that's girl with a GURL, not a GIRL, says, if you could tell 25-year-old Tenny something, what would you say to her? If I could tell Teniola Aladese something, 25-year-old Teniola Aladese something, it would be to stop worrying. Like, quit worrying. It doesn't do much. It doesn't do you any good. It just makes you anxious, it makes you more anxious than you already are. So quit worrying. Especially because now I've seen so many things that have happened in my life that could only have been orchestrated by God. I really look back now and I wonder what was the purpose of worrying. You could not have changed anything by worrying. You could not have changed anything at all by worrying. God has got you. God carries you on his head. So he knows what you need before you even tell him. There's a part of the Bible that says, Pastor B said it in church a few weeks ago. I've forgotten what verse it is. If God has heard what me I want, that's all I need. If he believes I need it to happen and it is good for me, he will make it happen because he has heard me. I've told him. So, and God heard him. There are sometimes that, yes, I will wail to God and I'll cry that, God, I want this to happen. But other times, I legit I just say it to God. And I'm like, I've told you, this is what me I want. He's my father. He's my father. I'm not going to, like he's my father. You know? So I will just say it in passing. I remember a few weeks ago, for like a minute, how I was going to pay for something. And because at the moment, at that time, I was broke. No, Nikobo, my expenses account. Savings, you can't touch it. I don't count my savings as my money. It's not my money. So my expenses account, I had like, it means maybe like 5K. And I was wondering how I was going to pay for this thing. And in the moment, I was meant to pay for it the following week. I thought about it. Normal teniola, oh my God, I go worry. I will think about it and say, God, how am I going to do this? Jesus Christ, what's going to happen? In that moment, I remember I was in the kitchen. I was probably making either a late breakfast or an early lunch. And I thought about it and I just said, in my mind, I didn't even say it out. I just said, God will figure it out. I'm not even playing. I just said, God will figure it out. In 2 days, I got an appearance that paid for what I wanted to pay for. I didn't ask for it. It just landed in my lap. I just got a DM. That's what happened. So I would tell 25-year-old Tenny, stop worrying. I used to worry a lot. I used to worry a lot. I would worry and I would overanalyze. It's one of my biggest flaws. That's not to say I don't worry at all. Oh, my guy, I they worry, oh, but I don't worry as much. I'm so confident in the plans that God has for me. The Bible says that the plans that God has for me are of good and not of evil. He will never have evil plans for you. Everything that he plans for you is for your own good, is for your own benefit. He knows you better than you know yourself. He knows what you need before you even say it. So me, when I tell God that I need something or I want something, sometimes I hammer on it because I'm like, do it now. Like, do it. I've been asking you for this thing. And you said you will do it. It is in your word that you will do it. But other times, I just casually say it. I'm like, this is what I want. And I won't worry about it. So yeah, I went on a whole thing. But yeah, the point is, I would tell 25-year-old Tenny not to worry. Okay, so that fat girl also says, what would you tell someone with the dreams to act but absolutely no connection and isn't staying in Lagos? Okay, not staying in Lagos can be tricky because Lagos is the hub of the industry. Lagos is where a lot of people connect. Uh, that's not to say that people aren't filming outside of Lagos. There are people filming in Asaba, there are people filming in Abuja, but I know several actors that were, e.g., living in Abuja, or yeah, I know several actors that were living in Abuja and they were trying to make it work, but at some point they had to move to Lagos because, e.g., you can be called can be called for an audition last minute in Lagos, and it's not um, it's not the most ideal to now start traveling from another state. It's much easier to meet people and connect with people in Lagos. What I would say is that, first of all, follow a bunch of directors, follow a bunch of producers, follow them, watch their work, look out for when they put out audition notices. There's also something that I do even before I started working as much as I am now. Years ago, I used to do it, and I still do it till now. When I watch a film, and I'm speaking mostly about Nigerian films, sometimes not Nigerian, but because I have watched Kenyan films that I've messaged the makers, and I'm like, I loved watching this. It was incredible. When I watch films and I see performances that I like, or I see a production that I like, I will message or email the producer or the filmmaker or the actor that I've seen his work or her work, and say, I loved so, 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 and so about this body of work. I loved your film. I respected that this happened. I love the production value of it. Production design was great. I, I don't shy away from giving people their flowers at all. I do not, because I'm a very words of affirmation person. I love words of affirmation. It's my foremost love language. And second comes acts of service. But I, because of that, I also love giving words of affirmation. I don't shy. E.g., when I see people on the streets and I love what they're wearing, or I love their outfit, or I see a cute guy on the street, I'll tell him, I think you're cute. Why am I hiding it? You're cute. I'm going down the road, I see a beautiful woman. I'm like, you're striking. Like you're really beautiful. So I tell people what I think, like good things that I think, guys. Don't go and tell people rubbish. What I think when I see them or when I see their work. If I respect your work, I will pick up my phone and I will. There are a bunch of my colleagues that I've sent them messages or emails, even when before we became like friendly. I'm just like, I respect your work. You were incredible in this. So you could also do that. Try and put like monologues on your page. Do a bunch of monologues so that you're constantly challenging yourself. Put them up on your page. Sometimes some people say to tag producers and filmmakers. Sometimes that can be annoying. Yeah, a lot of producers and filmmakers find that annoying, but some people don't actually mind. Some people don't mind. So if you feel like doing that, you can do it. I'm not saying you should do it though, because me, I don't. It's not my cup of tea. But yeah, those as well. But most importantly, follow producers. If you have a body of work that you've already done, cut out a shot, even if it's one clip from a film that you've done and you're really proud of it, cut it, email it to find their emails, email it to producers and filmmakers and say, I am an actor. Don't say I'm an upcoming. Anyway, say I am an actor and so, 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 and so I've done this and this and this. I respect your work. I would love to work with you. Or even before you even say that, just message filmmakers about their work solely because you respect their work. You may not even tell them at that point that, oh, I want to work with you. You can tell them you're an actor. You may not even need to say, oh, I want to work with you. Just tell them what you think of their work. And if what you think of their work is interesting enough, maybe they will want to strike conversation with you or find out who you are and what. I'm just saying, yeah, yeah. Underscore mercy.me says, I love your sugar daddy tees fit. Thank you. That's actually what I'm wearing. Let me show you. Oh my God. That is what I'm wearing. Guys, if you haven't gotten your sugar daddy tee from my brand, The Cool Auntie, I suggest you go to our Instagram page right now, The Cool Auntie Inc., and get yours before they're all sold out. But yeah, go to the page and click on the link and to the storefront and get yours. I will also put I'll put the handles in the description below. Yay, God! Did you always know you wanted to be in entertainment, and how did it affect how you were? Ogbene __ says this. I feel like I've already answered in some kind of way if I knew I always wanted to be in entertainment. But did it affect how I was? So, yes, it did. I wasn't big on meeting people. Now, one of my hobbies is meeting new people. That was not the case 15 years ago. I don't like meeting new people. 15 years ago, I like being by myself. Please. I remember when I was in Covenant, I like being in my room alone. I like being in my room gisting with my friends. That is it. But to be going out, to be but now I love meeting new people. And because I'm an actor, I meet new people and I pick traits and quirks from them. So yeah, I love meeting new people now. I'm more sociable now. Also, a number of actors who have known me since my production days say that it's such a stark difference how I was when I was in production and how I am now. And what I explained to them is when I was in production, the reason that I didn't used to over familiarize myself with actors was I didn't want to be, because I was really young. I was really young when I started. I had just turned 18 when I started working in production. I didn't want to be taken for granted. I didn't want people to ride on me because I was young. And so I had this hard girl facade. Hard babe. I didn't have to smile anyway. I'll just be walking. Right now, I don't need the facade like of hard girl, because I'm just resting in who I am. I know who I am now. I was young then, and I felt the need to do that to so that I wasn't disrespected. Right now, I don't need to do that. I'm just myself, and being myself is enough. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I hope that answered your question. So Calm and Virgo says, "Hi Tenny, smiley emoji, heart emoji. We're birthday twins. Oh, you're September 18th. Hi. My question is, what is one Virgo trait you've grown to love in yourself?" So Virgos are they pay a lot of attention to detail, and they overthink a lot. They overthink, they're over analytical, and they pay a lot of attention to detail. And these are traits that I also possess. I'm an overthinker. I'm Teniola Aladese, and I am an overthinker. But it also depends on the situation. The reason that I love to communicate a lot. All my friends know this. If there's any such thing as an over communicator, nah, maybe that. I love to communicate. I love to know where we stand. I love to know what is going on. I love to know the situation on ground. Let me know the situation of things. What are we doing? What is happening? I don't want to have any confusion of what is going on. So I love to communicate. And I respect when people accord me that same energy. I don't like when people don't like communicating. I don't like it. I actually don't. I say what is on your mind. Let's know. Let's know what is going on. Tell me the truth. Tell me how you feel. And then we can move forward. So if I'm not being communicated with, it leaves room for imagination. A lot of imagination. So when I'm not being told what is going on, or how somebody feels about something I said, or how they feel about a certain situation, or how they feel about what I'm doing, or just how a situation makes them feel, if they're not saying it, or if I'm asking questions and you're not particularly responsive, you're not answering, it leaves me room to imagine what you are thinking. Do you get me? It leaves me room to imagine just several situations. What is said, maybe this is how you feel about me because you didn't say this. Oh, he looks this way. He actually didn't say anything. Maybe that means that he so. If I'm not being communicated with, it leaves room for imagination. It leaves room for overthinking. It leaves room for being over analytical. I'm not a fan of that, which is why I love to communicate. So I also know that my over analyticalness, in quotes, it has saved me from rubbish. It has saved me from bullshit. Me being over analytical has saved me from so much. So my over English is hard. My over analyticalness. There's no such word, is there? I'm saying it. My over analyticalness has saved me from embarrassment. Not embarrassment, embarrassment. Yeah, I'll put it that way. And I also love that Virgos pay a lot of attention to detail. I pay a lot of attention to detail. But I'm also a free spirit. So there's a balance. I pay attention to detail, but I'm free spirited and I'm very open minded. And I love that I have a balance of these. You get T underscore la says, or te underscore la, I'm not sure. Underscore la underscore underscore. I want to connect with you so bad. Love you, Cece. Love you. Mwah. Mwah, 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 mwah. Maybe I'll do like a little hangout one of these days. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just thinking in my head, but Kashima, because work can be a bitch. But yeah, I'm always thankful. I'm always thankful for work. How old are you? How old do you think I am? How old do you think I am? You know what? Actually, I've said a bunch of things regarding age up and down. I was 20 something, so yeah. Calculate it and let me know in the comments. How would you think I am? But yeah, let's try. This was blessing period 3242. Let me know in the comments how would you think I am from everything I've said. Or you know what? Let me know what you thought prior to this, what you thought my age was. And right now, after you've watched this with everything I've said and how old I was at so time or point in my life, how would you now think I am? My underscore beauty sleep says, hi, Miss Teniola. When will Domitilla, in brackets, I don't know if I got the name right, come to streaming platform? My sister, I don't know. I cannot like you. I don't know. I don't know. I think it was meant to come out sometime last year. Was it last year? Last year, it was put on the Netflix page, on the Netflix Instagram, Netflix Nigeria, and they said it was gonna come out at some point last year, and then it just never came out. So I don't know. I actually have no idea. I'm just an actor for hire. It's not my film. I don't know. My sister. I don't know. Okay, Oluchi with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 eyes and then underscore says, this hair is giving Beyonce. Thank you, my sister. Not this hair. There's another hair I wore that I put on Instagram when I said ask me anything. And she said it's giving Beyonce. I got that a lot that day and I loved it so much because I love Beyonce. I'm part of the Beehive. Love her. Love her. I can't wait to be able to go for her concert. Oh my gosh. But yeah, thank you, girl. Thank you. My underscore beauty sleep again says, also, how has life been since you lost your dad? I lost my grandma early this year. It hasn't been easy, and sometimes I feel I'm not mourning her enough when her thought crosses my mind. First of all, I'm really sorry that she lost your grandma. I'm really sorry. I hope that her soul continues to rest in peace. Now, to answer your question, how has life been? So, I lost my dad last year, June 21st, 2024. And I won't lie to you, it's been hard. But I've come to realize that grief grief appears in so many different ways for so many different people. For me, I've lost two people that are dear to me in my life at two different points in my life, and they've been two extremely different situations. With losing my dad, I was eating every goddamn thing. Manje, ijekuje, every day. I was every day. I was just eating. Like on the first day when it happened, when I got to the house, when I got to my parents' home, I didn't have an appetite. I had a pounding headache. I had been crying throughout the journey to the house because I left the island and went to the mainland to the family house. And I was just waiting and shedding tears, and my eyes were swollen. When people were saying, no, don't, they'll be like, no, don't cry. What do you not expect your mom to do? You have to be strong for your. I don't gotta be strong, my G. I don't gotta be strong. I don't want to be strong. And I don't like when people say that. Like it's not like I flip when they say, but do not tell people how to grieve. If I want to shed tears than my father that I've known my entire life as my father, I want to shed tears that he has died. Let me shed tears in peace. Let people grieve the way they know how, or the way they don't know how, because they may never have experienced. I've never experienced losing my dad before. Let me express my emotions the way I see fit, or the way I'm going through the motions of it. Uh, but yeah, the first like 2 days I wasn't eating much. But by the third day, I was eating everything in sight. Um, but it's been a year. He said something about sometimes I feel I'm not mourning her enough when her thought crosses my mind. I also feel guilty sometimes, I'll admit that. I feel guilty sometimes because I'm gonna be brave. I feel guilty sometimes because sometimes when I think of my dad, or let's say I mention my dad, or let's say I mention my dad, I I just get emotional for like a sliver of a second, and then immediately I'm just like I do not want to talk about it, or I don't want to talk about him, or I don't want to think about that situation or think about him because because I don't want to cry in the moment. I don't want to feel sad in the moment. And sometimes when I think about it, I'm like, I feel guilty that I keep pushing him out of my mind. Sometimes I feel guilty that I'm not that I keep pushing thinking about him out of my mind and missing him. Like there's so many times I'll just think about him and have memories, and then because I don't want to cry, I I get myself to stop thinking. And I feel guilty about that. But there are other times where I just sit with myself and I allow myself feel. I allow myself feel. So yeah, that's that. But don't feel guilty. What I will say is allow yourself feel. If you're sad or you're thinking about her and you're sad, if you feel like crying, cry it out. Think about her. Think about all the memories that you have together. Think about all the memories that you had with her, and cry if you feel the need to. But I bet it will also make you smile. That is how I feel when I think of my dad. Sometimes I feel sad, but then I also feel relief because I know that he's no longer in pain. That is the consolation that I give myself, that he's no longer in pain. And I also think of all the memories and all the laughter. Yeah. Tunkol says, so that's Tunkol, says, why do you look so fucking sexy? Uncle Tunkol, I don't know. I'm not sure because you say why? I don't know. Unknown underscore midday 12 says, can I meet you and the whole day with you? I love you so much. You can meet me. I don't know when, but it do happen. Uh, Jomi Adebi says, how did your acting journey begin? I feel like I've already answered that. Yeah, I feel like I've already answered that. Major break came when I did Gemeji. I was still in production then, but my producers, my executive producer Sanchez, Victor Sanchez Agahoa, my supervising producer, Mr. Okoyemi Odugbemi, because I was PM on the gig, and our line producer Enne, who's like a sister to me, just they were like, yeah, you're going to play this character, and they asked me to audition for it, and I did, and they're like, yeah, you got it. So that's how I got Akoyon on Gemeji, because they all knew that I wanted to act. But yeah, yeah. OJ Singer Girl says, what inspired the cool auntie? You're gorgeous, by the way. Thank you. Thank you, OJ Singer Girl. What inspired the cool auntie? I will do a separate video on that. Actually, it's coming soon. It's coming really soon. We're working on it. So yeah, watch out for that. Elishzy. Elishzzy. Elishzy? I don't know, but I'm trying my best. You can tell. Says, how can we see you? But Elishzy. Are you not seeing me now? You're seeing me here now. You're seeing me on Instagram. You're seeing me on TikTok. How else do you want to see me? Am I not being seen enough? So yeah, you can see me here on YouTube. Subscribe. Subscribe. Next question. Akonde 209 says, I think you should talk on the topic of youth trying to place trying to please their parents than making themselves happy. Hmm. I'm trying to get what the context is for this question, because obviously train the child in the way they should go, and obviously obey your parents. Children, listen to your fathers, listen to your, actually that's not how that goes. It's children, listen to your teachers. Abby. Oh, it's parents, listen to your children. They are the leaders of tomorrow. Wow, that went south. The point is, I believe that children ought to respect their parents, especially because they brought you into this world. You live under their roof. They have a say in your life while you are still young, while you are still a youth, while you are still young. When you've moved out of your father's house, when you are making some money, you can be making decisions by yourself on your own. You still need to respect your parents. Clearly, I believe that all the time. I respect my parents. I love my parents. And I also believe that when you love your parents, you will respect them, even though you disagree with them, you disagree with some of their choices, or you disagree with some of their opinions. There's always a way to say that with respect. My father didn't always agree with my opinions. My father didn't always agree with. There were some TikToks that my father would send to me and give his opinion piece on, and I'll be like, Daddy, you don't get the context. Also, Daddy, your humor is different from my own humor. You don't understand how I'm saying it, but my peers, they understand. My age group, they understand. And he'll be like, true, true, true. Also, I can say this now because I'm living under my own roof that I'm paying for. I'm paying rent. I'm paying my own bills. I'm not I'm not living under my father's roof anymore. When you are living with your parents when you are still a child, I mean, for crying out loud, I'm an adult. I'm a full grown adult. So I don't need to answer to anybody. It's just that I love them and I respect them. So we have a tete a tete. But when you're a child, you listen to your parents, you obey them, you listen to them, you respect them. That's how I was taught. That's how I grew up. Also, when I was younger, I feared my parents. I feared my mother. I feared my father. And I feared my siblings. I have 5 siblings that are older than me. I have siblings that are in their 40s. So if I mess up and my mother does not say anything, my 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 siblings they will talk. There was one time I hid my results. Hey, Jesus! In secondary school, I can't remember, maybe one D, one F. I can't even remember. But I was so ashamed of that result and ashamed of showing my mom or my parents that I hid it. I hid it. Even me, gossip, Modens. I hid it in the drawer, in one of the drawers in the living room cabinet. And my friend Timlola, she said something about results. Hey, in my mind, I just thought, hey, Mukbada, she mistake. So my sister was taken aback because she didn't know that we'd gotten results. Eh, I was begging. My mother sat down in her room on her couch, and I knelt down. My 2 sisters were there, and they're like, "Where is your result?" I went to go and bring it out. They now said, "What right do you think you have that they gave you results? You are not the one paying school fees. They paid school fees. You wrote the exam. I mean, you wrote tests. They gave you results that you are meant to bring to your parents. You now hid the results. What right do you think you fear almost catch me? That what am I saying? Fear almost catch fear catch me. These trucks are giving me a migraine. But yeah, respect your parents, guys. Like at whatever age, respect your parents. Edwina Blooming says, if you could have dinner with 3 people, dead or alive, who would you choose and why? Number one, Beyonce. Beyonce, gosh, that woman is incredible. I've loved Beyonce for years. I've respected her for years. She's an incredible singer, an incredible vocalist, an incredible performer. Ah, I watched there's one of her concerts, her tours. I can't remember what year this was, but the Beyonce experience. I had the Beyonce experience on my laptop, and I would watch it diligently till today. I could say the words she would say during the tour. Like she would sing and say certain things. I can say every single thing. Beyonce, love. And I think her work ethic is incredible. I love watching her. I love listening to her. Um, so yeah, Beyonce number one. Number two, Genevieve Naji. I respect. I watched her, like I said, I watched her a lot when I was younger. She has a lot to do with why I wanted to become an actor because I used to watch her a lot when I was younger. And also because she's very private, we don't know a lot about her. We just know what she allows us to know or what she allows us to see. I would like to pick her brain on a few things. Yeah, yeah. Third person. Hmm. I don't know. Maybe Meryl Streep. I would just ask her to take me under her wing because I love her. Like she's iconic. Um, but maybe Meryl Streep or Rihanna. God, I think Rihanna would be so fun to actually maybe not dinner for Rihanna. I think I would like to go out with Rihanna and just have a night out of fun. What am I saying? Night out. Yeah, a night out of fun. That's proper English, isn't it? A night out of fun, like just hanging out and dancing and just drinking and eating. I feel like she would just be fun to hang around, and I think she's funny. Men, I would have said Daniel Kaluuya because I have a massive crush on him, but I'm trying to be respectable these days. Let's see how long that lasts. Underscore praise underscore says, was there ever a time you wanted to quit acting? There's never been a time I wanted to quit acting. I don't act, what will I do? My brother, if I don't act, what will I do? I don't know what I would do. Because what else can I do? I know that I have different hobbies and talents, but yeah. No, I've never wanted to quit acting. I've always loved acting. I know that sometimes different things happen and I question whether I'm happy with the quality of work that I'm doing. Sometimes that happened last year. Like late last year, I was questioning if I was happy with the quality of work that I was doing. But it has never made me want to quit acting. It has just made me realize that I need to pick my projects better. The underscore Daniel Oluwatosin says, there are so many talented and skilled actors, but there is grace when you act, not just talent or skill. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Uh-uh. People really came to wash me today. Wow, guys. I'm here for it though. I'm a words of affirmation girly, so I'm here for it. The Daniel Oluwatosin again says, sorry about your dad. What's the best advice you have ever heard from him? What is the best advice I've ever heard from my dad? I don't think right now I can think of one off the top of my head, but what I do know that I take away from my dad is my dad my dad traveled the world. He experienced so many cultures and so many people from different parts of the world. Uh, I remember asking my dad how many countries he had been to, and so casually he said he stopped counting at 65. And I feel like in that moment, it just made me realize you've not gone anywhere. Oh, Taylor be kaka. And you need to get on it. Like traveling brings so much exposure. Um, Listening to other people from other cultures brings so much exposure. Meeting people, experiencing their culture, experiencing their food, it just does a lot to your mind. And that's the case with my father. My father lived a full, which is why it's a consolation for me with my dad's passing. My father lived such a full life. He lived such a full, remarkable life. He was in several industries: advertising, data advertising, DAT, um, publishing, primer. I used to make books and notebooks and stuff. And then manufacturing, plastic manufacturing. He lived a full life. he made his mark on different people. He met different people from different cultures. In there, he has lived with them. He has experienced them. He has experienced their life, how they behave, their culture. And I think that that is such a tremendous blessing. And it's something that I take away from him. I'm like, I want to travel the world and experience the world, experience life from other people's views and other people's cultures, you know? So it's not a word of advice, but it's something that I definitely took away from my dad, that he lived a full life. He lived a remarkable. My father was a G. I know I say like easy, I've said it on Instagram, but my father was he was badass. My father was badass. He had several hobbies, hunting. He like my father was my father was badass. Yeah. Do you have a moment in your career that you remember and draw strength from? Also, the Daniel Oluwatosin. There isn't one particular moment, more like a time, one era, where all I could do was dream of what I have now. I wasn't acting to get paid. Then I was the little gigs I was doing sometimes, I was just doing because I'm just happy to be here. Like, you guys actually want me in your film? Times when all I could do was dream of being on sets, dream of bringing characters to life. And look at me now, I'm living that dream. It's something I constantly think about. I sometimes sit and just think to myself, you are actually getting paid for doing this thing that you love. It's such a blessing. It's such an incredible blessing to be getting paid for something that you love doing. It's work, but sometimes it doesn't feel like work because you enjoy it. You enjoy it so much. I'm so blessed and so happy to be doing work that brings my soul joy, that brings me joy, that brings me happiness, that makes me excited to wake up in the morning, that makes me excited to go and collaborate with other filmmakers. I'm so excited about it. But yeah, that is what I draw strength from when I think about the times that this was all a dream. This was all something I was hoping would happen. Yeah. There are a bunch of um comments. They're not questions, they're just you guys hyping me. I say ask me anything, hype me. But I love it. I love it. I love it. Daniel Oluwatosi, you asked a lot of questions. Thank you for the questions. You see what's happening to Some King now? We've missed you there and the series itself. You don't end do. Some King has ended. Except the producer decides at some point that she wants to have another season. Or the network decides at some point they want to commission another season. Or the producer, EP, pitches that there should be another season. But as of now, Slum King, Otito, yeah, go and watch season one again. I hope to see you someday, my favorite celebrity and crush. Mwah. Drolly Exchange says, not a question though. I want to tell you that you are the most sexist woman I've seen in Hollywood. He says sexist, but I'm guessing he meant sexiest. So thank you so much for the compliment. Life of Christiana says, tell us about the cool auntie. Christiana. How many times did I call you? We're working on something, so I'll tell you guys about it soon. I'll tell you guys how it came about. Life of Christiana asks, what do you wish you knew at 26? I'm turning 26 on Monday. Christiana, your birthday was yesterday because I'm recording this on Tuesday. Oh, I feel bad. I'll message you when I'm done with this. What do I wish I knew at 26? I wish I knew that never worry never helped anybody. Yeah, because I've answered this kind of, but worrying has never helped a goddamn soul. All you can do is if you're Christian, you believe in God, you have faith. You have faith and you leave it all to God. And you remind God of what He said in His word. You remind Him of the promises that He's made to His children and the promises that He's made to you. And you just leave it all to Him. If it is meant for you, it will happen in due time. Because sometimes we want things to happen now, and it may not happen till next month. That's something I've learned. At 26, I was a big worrier. Like I still worry sometimes, but then it was a part of my personality to worry. I used to worry about a lot of things, but now I'm more happy-go-lucky. Like If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, it's not meant for me. If I get this gig, hallelujah. I didn't get it, it's not my own. Do you get me? So yeah. Chi Chinji, that's CCHINJI, says, what is the toughest thing you've had to face as an adult? Bills. Oh, they didn't warn us. They did not warn us. Bills? Phones go cry. Bills as an adult? So for me, yeah, I truly believe that every woman should live alone at least once in her life before she gets with a partner or before she gets married. It teaches you a lot about responsibility. It teaches you a lot about survival skills. It teaches you what you truly enjoy, like what you really enjoy doing when you are alone with yourself, with nobody to project their own likes on you. It teaches you what you love doing. You get to know yourself a lot more. Living alone has taught me so much. It's taught me how to budget. It's taught it's taught me a lot. And it's taught me what I like to do in my own time. That's how I've gotten to know myself a lot more. I knew myself before, but living by myself taught me a lot about bill paying, about budgeting, about responsibility. Because your rent, now you go pay 'em. Nepa bill, now you go pay 'em. There's no food in the house, now you go buy them. There are no groceries. Now you go pick carry your bag, carry your leg, enter inside the store, go buy groceries. Nobody will remind you. If you don't have food in your house, you're the one that's gonna starve. And also responsibility. It's so funny how things change. When I was younger, say 10 years ago, they used to force me to go to the hospital when I'm ill. They used to force me to take meds. I prefer injections to meds to pills. So I would even can't they put the pill in the injection and give it to me? So I didn't like medicine. I've never liked pills. I still don't. But when I was younger, it was a thing. My mom used to force me to go to the hospital when I was ill, and they would force me to take my meds. Now, nobody needs to tell me that Teniola Gbera Dide, you'll see hospital. Nobody. And it's so funny. Last month I was ill, and I I remember I had to go to set to finish the scenes that I had, and then because I had a strong feeling they were going to admit me, so I finished on set and I went straight to the hospital. I just got in the car and I'm like, my driver should drive me to the hospital. And we got to the hospital, they're like, yeah, we're going to have to admit you. I was just thinking about it a few days ago that God, things have changed. Like me, Teniola before, where they run from hospital. Now I would stand up, shower, and I'll be like, yeah, I have to go to the hospital. I'm not feeling great. Any little thing like this, I'm quick to go to the hospital if I feel off. Yeah, it's weird. It's funny. Adulting, eh? But yeah, it teaches you to be more responsible. Being like living alone teaches you to be more responsible, I believe. But yeah, toughest thing I've had to face as an adult is paying bills, every single thing, paying bills. Man, Asha Dupelo underscore Mary.Annie says, I love how you're slowly becoming active on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mary Annie. We're trying. A vlog is coming soon, guys. Yeah, a vlog. God help me to edit it. But yeah, thank you. And you guys keep watching. If you haven't subscribed still, Kilo, they don't want me to kneel down. They want me to kneel down. I'm tired actually. I can't stand up. Any Mike West, that's ENNY Mike West, says, what can make you get angry most? Why are you asking? Do you want to make me angry? What can make me angry the most? Lies. I've said it before. Pet peeve is lying. Pet peeve. Imagine so grandma. Pet peeve is lying. I don't like lies. So when people lie to me, I'm just like, you don't respect me. For you to be lying to me, you think I'm stupid. How are you lying? I can't beat you. Tell me the truth. So yeah, I don't like lies. Subi with a double I and a double I dot a double E says, not a question, but you're gorgeous. Thank you, baby. Mwah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This was you people are just watching me. The Dorcas Ferdinand says, a little house tour. Uh, what do you look at? Let's be looking. I don't know yet if I feel like, but maybe I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. The Dorcas Ferdinand again says story behind cool auntie is coming, guys. I'm working on it. It's coming. Don't worry. I'll let you know. It's coming. Ooh, that's the end. We've come to the end of it. This has been really, 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 really fun. Um, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, engage, all that good stuff. I don't know. I'm new to this business. You know, I don't know. But yeah, yeah, subscribe, like, share. Yeah, love you guys. Mwah.